Hey guys, what is up? Mike here. Thanks for tuning in to another video. I want to talk about what is the ROI of UX. Now, this topic came up last week. I was talking with some folks and this was a discussion because some organizations don't understand the true value of UX and they have an issue with that, and so they don't invest heavily in UX resources, and so therein lies a problem that some organizations don't really. How do you explain the true value of UX to some organizations and some leaders of organizations? What is, in a sense, what is the ROI, the return on investment in UX? Now, my opinion is this: the ROI of UX is self-explanatory. You know it, I know it. Any executive, any leader of an organization with half a brain understands the value of good design and good user experiences, right? It's self-explanatory. Let me explain. Good UX produces higher conversions. It produces, which higher conversions produces increased sales. It produces higher customer engagement. It produces customer loyalty. People talking about your product, people referring your product. When you have good experiences and good designs in your products, it allows customers to do and accomplish the things that they're there to do, right? Whether it's B2C or B2B. Let me explain. B2C, business to consumer apps. Let's just think of Amazon. Even before they had Amazon Prime, where you get a product, it's free shipping and you get the product like the next day, which obviously increases sales. But before they had Amazon Prime, Amazon would produce great experiences, right? Great recommendations on their websites, which produced higher conversions, good reviews, good product reviews and things like that, easy ways to search for products. And so that built trust, that built user engagement, which produced higher conversion rates, which produced more sales, right? So good UX produces higher sales and higher conversions in B2C. B2B, same exact thing. Good UX design in B2B, like business to business software, produces higher customer engagement, customer loyalty. If you're producing great software that allows my business to get things done and make our business more efficient, then I'm going to recommend your products to other people. I'm going to talk about your products, and there's tools out there that organizations can use to see what people are saying about your products and services. And so when you produce good UX, it produces customer loyalty, customer retention, which produces great testimonials, which you can use to market and sell and increase sales in your product. So good UX across the board, doesn't matter, B2C, B2B, it increases your bottom line. Like I said, you know it, I know it. Any leader with half a brain understands that. Now, the problem is that there are some conflict with organizations not truly investing in UX. And why is that? Two reasons that I'm going to discuss. There's probably more reasons, but there's two reasons on why that is because your organization or yourself as a UX professional is probably not engaging in good, lean UX best practices. All right, that's number one. And two, there's egos involved. All right, let me discuss the ego thing. Most UXers, most UX researchers and UX professionals have a 4-year degree, a master's, even most of them have PhDs, in psychology and understanding how customers interact with systems, okay? Most of the time when you have that level of certification, you've built up a systematic approach of processes that you need to go through in order to produce good data for an organization, right? You can't produce this within a week. You can't produce it within 2 weeks. It takes a month, 2, 3, 6 months sometimes to go out there and obtain customers, fly to them, do some field studies, do some surveys, do some good usability studies in order to gather all that data and produce your summaries to come back to these organizations and say, this is what you should be doing. These are the good UX designs that you should be working on and developing on. Now, therein lies the conflict. Time. When you think about these organizations, a lot of these companies are engineering heavy, right? They don't have 6 months to wait for this PhD UXer to come back to them and give them a summary on what they should be producing. You have top tier engineers who said, hey boss, let's get this out next week or in 3 weeks, and we're going to learn what customers are and how they're interacting with our systems, and we're going to iterate off that. That's lean UX. That's what you as a UX professional should be doing. Now, when you implement good lean UX best practices, that produces transparency and promotes ownership of UX designs across your development teams and different product teams and teams within your organization, which promotes buy-in to the things that you're doing, which produces better results, in my opinion, which gets your executives to buy into more in what you guys are doing, right? So if your UX team is producing or practicing good lean UX best practices, what you guys are doing is you're moving quicker, you're being more agile, and you're being more open to some of the things that is coming down from your organization. So for example, if your organization is saying, hey, we got to start developing next week, we got to start coding in 2 weeks, you as a PhD professional, you got to put your ego aside and say, and be more agile. Maybe you now go and obtain, employees within your organization tomorrow or the next couple of days to test them on these prototypes, and work with development to produce mock-ups for them much quicker, and being more open to saying, hey, we're going to ship this MVP, this minimum viable product, which with minimum features, and we're going to find out what customers are doing, and we're going to iterate from that. And so here you're working with engineering, you're being more open with them, you're allowing them to engage in the things that you're designing, and you're putting your ego aside, and your best practice, your efficient systematic approach that's going to take 3 months to 6 months, you're putting that aside, and you're being more agile, and you're working with these teams. Now, when you do that, you produce quicker and you get more buy-in with your organization, which produces better results. Now, when your leader of that company understands how these teams are working and you guys are moving fast and you're producing good results, they are now willing to invest more so in your organization, in your UX design team and resources, and you get more buy-in, right? So ultimately, now this organization is happy. Now they understand the ROI of what you guys are doing, and they're willing to invest. When you have this conflict of egos and you're not implementing the best lean UX practices, you're taking time. And so you're conflicting with what engineering is trying to do, and you guys, it's like oil and water, right? You're conflicting. Therein lies the problem. So if I'm in charge and I'm consulting a company, you make sure that you invest or implement good lean UX practices, put your egos aside, you guys will mesh well, you promote ownership and buy-in across the organization, and you'll see the impact from the bottom line. That's my thoughts on this topic. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. If you like the things that I talk about, hit that thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe. And if you want to learn more about me and what I do, hit me up on my website at mlupco.com. You want to learn more about UI, UX, and product design, visit me there. And use the contact link on my site. Ask me any questions. I'll be happy to communicate back and forth with you and answer all your questions at my earliest convenience. Thanks for watching, guys, as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.